Hey guys, it's Mike with Gettin Greasy Garage. And well, the 59 Fairlane made it home. Already got the hood off. The grill was in a box. Had to get one. I haven't done anything to the car. It just was towed over, a few days ago. 3 or 4, something like that anyway. Had to park it at an alternate location for a couple of days till I moved some things around. And anyway, let's have a look at it. So it does have these American racing wheels on it, which are decent and will clean up decent. I'm not sure. I think the car would look better with red steelies with chrome trim rings and chrome center caps, like a dog dish style center cap with a white wall, like a 3 or 4 inch white wall tire. You know, give it that old school look. But then again, kind of the theme for this car is, it's a 59, so think of, it's 10 years later, so like 1969, some kid seen this sitting in somebody's backyard and bought it to fix up as a hot rod. What would they do? So that's kind of the theme that we were looking at parts and looking at things, of course, within reason. Engine for this is a 429 Cobra Jet. That would have been something you could have found in 1969 in a wrecking yard, in a wrecked Mustang or a Torino or Thunderbird. Well, the Thunderbird had a Thunderjet, same motor, whatever. All the trim is off of it right now. I would say about half of it's here. I've got to get everything out and lay it out again, figure out what we don't have, what we need. I found a couple of places that have it. Me personally, I want to take this trim off and just leave the chrome around the wheel well. But we'll see what happens there. You know, the body is in nice shape. It's not a rust bucket. I haven't found really any rust holes. The trunk floor is solid. All the glass is good, except for some of the side windows are cracked, but they're flat glass. So hopefully I can find somebody that will cut me new ones. Need a 59 Ford Fairlane rear bumper. Even if it needs re-chromed, if I can find something that's not rusted out and not bent all to hell, would be nice. So this side doesn't have that trim behind the wheel, and it looks a lot better. But I think to put all this upper trim back on, leave this little metal panels that go right in here that I just think are gaudy. I say leave those out and just put the stainless trim back on. Yes, it's a 4-door. Me personally, I like 4 doors. So he's gonna have the interior redone apparently. At this point, I don't know any plans or anything. He's just talking about it. We've talked about power windows, power locks. Obviously, all the door seals are trash. So, I already got a bunch of that. I got all the door seals, trunk seals, hood seals. It needs sill plates. You know, this interior isn't bad. If somebody out there, you know, has one of these and would be interested, I'm sure that we could talk the upholsterer into taking these seat covers off without ruining them. And you know, the carpets and stuff. The headliner's even decent. You wouldn't get the bows, but the headliner itself, you know, that could be, if somebody wanted to make it worth the time, if somebody's interested. Going to do something with the stereo at this point, I'm not sure. We haven't really discussed that. I know he wants to leave the dash as original as possible, keep the original steering wheel. I'm still looking at tilt steering columns, because I'm not a skinny guy, and something could be done with this steering column. It's pretty close to my tummy, but I'm not going to be driving it, so I don't have to worry about that. Needs a new rear view mirror. So that wing window, that door window, I know this door window, and this is cracked. So that's the glass that needs replaced. But yeah, I think it's just easier to put the trim back on than fill all these holes. I'm not a body man, so I don't want a chance warping the metal. And I mean, that's part of what makes a 50s car a 50s car is, excuse me, is all the chrome. I mean, the era, you know, the late 50s was tail fins, and this has got them, and all the chrome. So that's why I'm a believer in putting it back on. I look at these fenders, and it's like there's something missing here. You know, like a crosshairs emblem or something that you see on other old cars. It needs something there. I'm going to rewire this whole car with modern wiring, modern lighting. Got LED lights to go in. All LED bulbs for everything, including the dash and the gauges. This is the engine compartment as it is now. This battery tray is going to get cut out. Somebody welded it in. There's a little bit of rust repair to do there. Relocating the battery to the trunk. 59, they put most of the heater assembly inside, but ordered a aftermarket heating and air conditioning system. Not a vintage air. Went with Auto AC Solutions out of Texas. Those guys were great to deal with. In fact, in the end, they ended up saving us money. So when that system shows up in the mail or UPS or however, I'll do a video on it. So these heater hose lines will be gone. I'm going to hide everything in here, hide the lines, hide the wiring, so you won't see. There won't be a solenoid up here or anything. Using a 95 F250 460 gear reduction starter, so it has a solenoid on it like a Chevy does. And of course that harness and the firewall, that'll all be hidden. Got a billet powder coated black master cylinder with new power booster. It's powder coated black. This exhaust will come off. I'll just end up taking it out with the Sawzall. because with the Sanderson headers for the 429, I'm going to run 3-inch exhaust back to the mufflers. All the bushings in this front end are shot, which, I mean, the car's 63 years old. So all that's going to be rebuilt. Everything will be cleaned up, repainted. Got a Borgeson 14:1 ratio steering box. It's also power. So I'll be adding power steering and getting rid of this primitive Ford power assist that is of no interest to me. Got the Kreitz engine mount adapter kit, and it also comes with its own cross member. I've done a video on that. These cars have something that fascinates me. So right there, that open hole is the air ducting. You know, you pull the lever inside, opens up the air vents. Well, underneath this fender well back in here, there's a metal ductwork that runs all the way to the front. And this is a metal screen that comes out here. So I'm going to clean all that out and maintain that and make sure it works. Put new ducting in back there. Like I say, the wiring will all be hidden. Get rid of the vacuum wipers. That'll be modernized with 2-speed adjustable wipers. Currently it's got the old mechanical throttle. I don't know if I'll be able to use that or not with the 429 going in here. They're a pretty tight fit. Got KYB shocks, front and rear. All this will get painted, pressure washed and painted. Now, like any old car, this thing's been sitting, I believe he said 10 years. So it's got the old musty car smell. So, ouch. I'm going to go ahead and take the interior out and apart, take the seats out, door panels off, carpets up, headliner out, package tray. Take all of that out and pressure wash the inside of the car and the inside of the trunk out and inside the doors, and spray a bleach solution to kill the odor. And then pressure wash everything out, and then shop back out everything, make sure all the drain holes work in the body, in the doors. All them holes get plugged up, you know, years of dirt and grime, and that's what causes these old cars to rust out. So as you can see, these door sills are pretty shot, but it's a pretty solid car. So the work begins. Got a floor shifter going in. So with the 429, it'll have a C6. And putting a C6 in these cars, you cannot use the column shift. So, going to put an old school, like it looks like a Hurst 4-speed shifter, but it's really just an automatic shifter. It'll look good with the bench seat. And yeah, you know, it's gonna look sharp. Once everything's pressure washed and cleaned out, I use bed liner, rattle can bed liner. I'll spray the floor pans. Anywhere that's rusty or corroded or nasty, I'll wire wheel it, get everything cleaned up, vacuumed. Check all the seam seal in the car, because, you know, 63 years, that stuff dries up, cracks, and we don't want air leaks or water leaks in this car. And then so I'll spray the whole floor pan and the trunk with bed liner. I may spray the ceiling with it too, just kind of as a That bed liner makes a great sound deadener, and it's a hell of a lot cheaper than Dynamat. And not that this is a race car, but you put Dynamat in the car, it adds a lot of weight. And, you know, spray on bed liner does the same thing. Because I know he does want to have a decent stereo in this at some point. But, yeah, this is, I'm ready to begin this project. We talked about starting this a couple of years ago, and well, life intervenes, and here we are. So, I've already put up some videos of the engine. It's all ready to go in. I don't know. I'm just, as I get ready to put things in, I'll be taking videos and posting, showing you guys. I'm supposed to have somebody coming to film while I do a lot of the work, so I'll have better videos rather than, you know, sitting on a tripod, or of me, you know, showing it before and after as I've been doing. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. As you can see, I already got some tools out. I haven't even, you know, haven't started taking nothing apart yet, but it has no brakes currently. Oh, that was the other thing. I'm gonna go ahead and all new brake lines, all new fuel line, fuel return, because it's also got a new fuel tank, all stainless brake lines, stainless fuel lines, new fuel tank, I believe. At this point, we haven't really talked about that yet, but we're putting a fast, easy EFI on it. That's part of the modernization. Is I believe these old cars should be built to be driven. There's a lot of neat cars out there that guys put a lot of money into, thousands of dollars, and they're horrible to drive. They don't stop very good. They're temperamental for this reason or that, whether it's a big cam or whatever, a carburetor. You know, this car is getting fuel injection, serpentine belt setup, 4-wheel disc brakes. Already got the disc conversion done on the front. I don't know what they use to do that. Once I get everything apart, I'm going to figure that out. But the back, I got rear disc brake kit from Inline Tube. So that'll be going on. So it'll have 4-wheel discs. So it'll stop real good. It'll have power brakes. It'll have modern fast ratio power steering. So it won't steer like a school bus. Modern shocks. And so, you know, my idea when I build a car is I want him on I want the owner on a nice sunny morning when he comes out of his house to go to work in the morning. He should have to decide, God, do I want to cruise in the 59 to work today, or do I want to drive my pickup? You know, because the pickup's new and it's modern, and if the 59 drives and acts and runs and handles like a modern car, why not drive it? You don't just have to save them for cruising on Sundays. So, and with the 429, you know, unfortunately, I don't know what cam is in that motor, but everything I've read about 429s is even bone stock ones were 360 horse rated from the factory, which realistically was around 400 horsepower. So I gotta believe that, you know, 10 3/4 to 1 compression and forged pistons and everything else, you know, that somebody put a decent cam in it. So, but anyway, I'm just kind of rambling now. Just kind of wanted to talk about where this is going to go and what's going to go on, what I'm doing to it. The big part of it is the wiring. All new front to rear using American Auto Wire's Route 22 kit, which is a 22 circuit kit. They do make like restoration type harness kits for these, but with the modern accessories and stuff on this car, I felt it a better idea to go with that particular wiring kit and don't have to worry about, 63-year-old wiring catching on fire. Seen it happen to too many old cars. It's great to put a big shiny engine in, but if it doesn't have good electrical and good brakes and good bones, there's a video online here a couple months back of guys with a big hopped up car and they end up rear-ending somebody because the brakes didn't work right. Well, this car will stop when I'm through with it. It doesn't have any brakes right now, but anyway, well, let's get in here. I'm gonna get in here and just take a lot of this stuff off. I'm gonna get it out of my way, that way when I pressure wash, everything's clean. I don't have to come back and clean it again. This was a running driving car with a 390 in it. Like I said, it was about 10 years ago, my understanding. I am going to pull the wiring harness to include the dash, the back end of the car, the whole complete harness out of this car intact. So if you're building a 59 and you were really interested in a factory 59 Fairlane 500 wiring harness, and this was an automatic car, if you want to work something out with me on the wiring harness, you can email me greasypaws1959@gmail.com. And same with the interior. I would think that upholstery would be of interest to somebody. It'd be nice to get a few bucks out of the stuff. I'm not looking to get full restoration price, and you're gonna have to pay for all shipping, and no, I won't ship out of the United States, unfortunately. I'm not in the part selling business. I just would rather see some of this stuff get used than throw it in the scrap pile or in the trash can. So anyway, guys, it's time for me to get to work. This is over a 20-minute video, and we'll get some more videos up here. I want to thank you guys for supporting the channel. Subscriber count's going up. That's good. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Ring that bell for notifications. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer them. Or if you're interested in any of the interior, rear brake stuff, or any parts, get a hold of me. And if it's something that I'm not going to use on the car, we'll work something out. The owner has left that to my discretion, so. Alright guys, well, that's enough out of me. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Hey guys, Mike was Gettin Greasy Garage, 59 Fairlane. Gonna get the interior apart today. Gonna start with the doors. Go around to all 4 doors first. Door panels off, trim, handles, all these. And start there, work our way, get the seats out next, then the carpets. So, first thing I do, anytime I'm doing stuff like this, get a bunch of Ziplocs. And a permanent marker. And what I'll do is all of my hardware, my door lock, screws, clips, goes in the bag. And that way when the upholsterer goes to put this car back together, he'll have a bag and he'll know left front door, right rear, left rear door, so on and so forth. And I do this with every bit of hardware. Even the bolts that hold the front seats down, I go in their own bag and get marked. Takes a little bit more time, but it helps stay organized, and you can get these Ziploc bags of all different sizes at any dollar store for really cheap. So, door. So, left front door. And we'll get to it here. So, really only a few tools needed. This is the clip tool for getting these handles off. And then, looks like Phillips screws. I got a regular screwdriver as well. First thing is unscrew our door lock. Handle, knob, whatever. That out of the way. Right into our bag. Okay. And then first thing we'll do is take this top trim piece off. Now these I'll either write on the back side of them in paint marker or put a tag on it. Zip tie tag or a piece of tape even works. Get a stubborn screw. That's the problem on this old stuff. You get rust, and sometimes these screws don't want to come out. Now, these screws, I don't know if you can see that well or not, kind of beveled, they're chrome. You can order all new of these. The upholsterer probably has new ones. Put those in our bag. This is one of the processes where it takes longer to show you guys how to do it than it actually takes to do it. This just lifts off, and the felts are worn out. I have found a place, maybe at this point, to make new ones of these. This just happens to be marked left front already, so we'll set that to the side. Okay, looks like our door panel just snaps in. So next thing is our, oh, we've got to take the armrest off. Feels like just a couple of big Phillips screws. Okay, there's one. Where, oh where? There it is. Okay, pop our screws out of the armrest here. In this case, because the armrest has different depths, there's a short and a long screw, and we'll mark that armrest left front. The screws go in our bag. Alright, now oh, it's in there somewhere, just gotta find it. I never have real good luck with these tools, so I just go in with a flathead screwdriver. Get it lined up on the clip. And just pop the clip out. clip came off. And then either went doing. Oh, there it is. I'll show you guys a clip. That's all it is. It's that little guy there. Fits in these grooves. I recommend replacing these clips when you go back together. You know, they are a spring clip, so they lose tension. Put that in our bag. And the same deal with the window crank. Let's see if the tool will work on this one. Not really. Just can't hardly see in there. Anyway, I'll get that off and bring you guys back. Well guys, I had to go ahead, since these door panels are rotted out, I just pulled the door handle off over the window crank. I got the little clip out. They're just a weird style, kind of a pain in the butt. If you have a little patience and use some picks, you will get them out. These door panels held in by metal clips. Those will pop all out, and have ready for the upholsterer. So that's really about it. As far as this goes, I use a flat blade, a scraper, just to pop the door panels out when the clips don't pull off. If you're trying to do this and save your door panels, take your time, be careful. The door panels are shot because they got wet, they're rotted, so I wasn't that concerned about it. And so yeah, anyway, we will be revisiting these doors at a later point for power window installation and new felts and all new rubber and all the goodies. Like this rubber here gets replaced. So that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of the doors done, and then I'll bring you guys back when it's time to do the seats. Okay guys, so last door here, just down to popping the door panel off. I just come in alongside the clips, feel the clip, get up next to it, pop it out. Work your way down. On the bottom of here they have a little ledge that sits in. This panel is pretty rotten. As you can see, pretty rotten. It's kind of a shame because, you know, they're not bad looking door panels, but don't use regular paneling to make door panels out of. That's what they make masonite for. But somebody could very well take those panels, peel the vinyl off, cut new skins, and glue them on, and have a halfway decent set of door panels. So I'll pull all the remaining clips out. There's always one or two that don't come off. And it's nice because the door's open now, so you can reach to the inside and spread these things apart to get them out if you need to. They come out pretty easy though. So I'm noticing, like typical old car, the doors are just filled with dirt and debris. So I'll be taking shop vac. I'll vacuum them out, and then I'll get underneath here, underneath the bottom edge, and I'll find all the factory drain holes, and I'll unplug them. And like anything, you know, you get dust and dirt, debris down in there, those holes plug up, you get rain in them along the top, rain can't get out, doors rust out, so on and so forth. So on this old stuff, if you look around anywhere, up on the cowl panel, in the doors, around the trunk, places that have drain holes, and you can probably even look it up online. And anyway, clean those things out, get them freed up so that they'll drain and prevent rust. Okay. Now I'm saving these clips just because, but I know that the upholsterer will use new ones. Okay, there's all the clips out. I'll later on come back, take that gutter out and paint it, because you see it when the door panel's in there. But that's that for the door panels. I got all of them off now. Again, a bag of parts for each door, and I'd save everything. You know, these clips might not be used on this car, but might be one of you guys out there that needs these original clips. And if you do, let me know. We'll work something out. Next thing is sill plates. So these ones are nasty. They're going to get replaced. Some of the screws didn't come out. So the ones that I can get out, or I could get loose rather, took out. This is just thin aluminum, so they just pop right over the holes. Now in the case that I had to reuse this, I could lay that out on a block and hammer that back around. And I'll come back later on and I'll take that screw out. That way we can use the same holes when we put new ones back in. And that's pretty much it for the doors at this point. Next thing is get the seats out, get the carpets out, and I'll get you guys situated and show you how we're going to go about getting the seats out. Well guys, there wasn't much to show as far as the front seat. Got a sunspot here, but you can't see. It doesn't matter. But all the seat mounting nuts on the front, the two were rusted on, so I had to hammer and chisel those off. Of course, you know, seat doesn't want to move, so had to do it that way. And then the backs were a whole nother matter. So this car came from the factory. This is pre-1964, so didn't have seat belts. And so somebody thought that the seat mounting bolt points are a great place for half of the seat belt. They're just lap belts. And then they just literally drill the hole through the carpet and the floor pan and bolted down the other half. Not only does it look horrible, but the hardware is rusty, so I got to cut it out. You know, of course, dry, old interior. Try not to start a fire. You know, they upholstered the car. They could have put nice mounting points in for the seat belts at that time, instead of just drilling holes through carpet and bolting them on. Whatever, that's how they did it. I'm not going to do it that way. I'll get a seat belt mounting kit with the plates to go on both sides of the body, so that in a collision, yeah, they actually would hold you in. These seat belts are just through one layer of sheet metal, and I think there's more for looks than anything. So anyway, guys, as soon as I get the seat belt bolts out, then the whole seat's coming out as one works, and we get to the back seat. Well, guys, I said I'd bring you back with taking the seats out, but honestly, I got to work and forgot to turn the camera on, and just went at it. So, got the door panels off. The doors are all opened up and ready to go. All the pillar is out. I got the front carpet out. Floor's pretty. There's a lot of surface rust that if it hadn't been dealt with right away, it would have been rusted through. You know, there's a couple pinholes I have to deal with, but not that big of a deal. I still got one piece of carpet left in here. Package trays all out. And I gotta clean the trunk out yet. I just started at the front, worked my way back, but it's all apart and it's all out. So that's all the seats and head carpet and all kinds of stuff. There was the old nasty carpet. The door panels up here, they're going to go in that pile. The sill plates, door handles, poles. These are in order right now. Left side, right side, that's not as important now. This is all the trim from around the seats, around the windows. A pillar, B pillar, C pillar, which if you're not familiar, this is the C pillar, the back of the car, C pillar. Middle one would be your B pillar. The front one there is your C or your A pillar. So I marked all the trim. These pieces that say right front, right rear are off the upper part of the doors. This is the right side of the seat trim. Goes on the base of the driver's seat. And as you can see, C pillar, A pillar, top of the windshield. This big one here, B pillar, right R for right side, left side, all marked. The seat stuff I didn't mark because it's pretty obvious where it goes. Same with these, really. Now, when I began the video, I talked about using little Ziploc bags. Everything's marked. Everything's in a bag. So, whether it's me or somebody else putting this interior back together, all the screws, all the hardware, it's all right in an individual bag. And you know where it came from and what it does. So, take the time to do this and mark all your pieces. I call it cataloging. And that way, when I sit down to figure out, well, gee, do I need any more parts or pieces or hardware or anything, I can open up each bag and go through and examine, you know, if they've got rusty fasteners, or if they're chrome and the chrome's no good, or, you know, if the screw heads need painted or whatever, I can look at everything and clean it up and either replace it or paint it or whatever, polish it, whatever the case needs to be. So all of these pieces are also metal and they're painted on the interior. So I have to figure out whether I'm going to be the lucky guy that sands all this stuff down and paints it, or if it's going to get sent out to somebody else to do. I mean, I do have the rest of the car to build, so we'll see. But yep, it's out. It's out and it's apart. Not bad to take apart. A few rusty screws, but got my trusty coil there. And haven't had any problems getting anything out. So the next task will be vacuum, wire wheel everything, vacuum it again, vacuum out the doors, and spray everything down with bleach, including the trunk, which I got to empty and clean out, and then pressure wash the shit out of it, and then paint it, protect it, bedline it, whatever the case. So anyway, guys, I think that's it for me for today. This is my first full day on this car, of many more to come, I'm sure. So things went a lot quicker and a lot better than I thought. Pretty happy that the floor pans aren't totally junk in this thing. You know, it's easy to say, oh, interior and it was fine. Well, you know, as I got it apart and all this stuff was water damaged and rotten, it really, it's in pretty sad shape. So, but yep, a little while longer it won't look like this at all. So in my next video, I guess it'll be just the cleaning and stuff like that. A lot of this stuff is so monotonous, it's really hard to video. But, you know, I'll keep you guys updated. So anyway, well, thanks for watching. And if you have any questions, comments, you know where to leave them. And we'll see you in the next one.